Hey guys, it's Mystic Matt coming back at you again with another video. So this is going to be kind of like a little update video slash informational video. As we all know, or maybe you don't know, we entered the Lionsgate Portal this past weekend on Sunday, August the 8th, and this is a great time for manifesting and putting your will, your dreams out there, and becoming more the person that you really are, who you want to be. The real you out there, whether it's through maybe a job or a relationship. It's meant for you to manifest and put yourself out there and stop being the person maybe that you were before, that you don't, maybe not that you don't like, but that you definitely want to change and evolve and grow, and not be like that same humdrum or vicious cycle, doing the same thing over and over again. Because on earth, we are meant here to be here to grow and evolve. Nothing stays the same, but we also don't want to go in a way where we're going to digress and spiral downward. We want to move forward. So basically, as Sirius rises like in the eastern horizon, there's that constellation of Leo. It also joins the sun. So of course in astrology, Sirius is associated with our higher aspirations. And the sun, of course, is linked to our potential in life. We're spirits, we're of the light. It's linked to our identities, to our ego. As we all know, our Leos out there, they're very big on their identity. You don't want to infiltrate their identity, and you definitely don't want to shoot holes into their ego. But yeah, Sirius, it helps us illuminate our spiritual aspirations, what we want, how we want to be elevated, karmically, in our journey in this lifetime. Anyway, so when these energies kind of align, it creates the Lionsgate portal. And down here on Earth, we receive these, I guess, light codes. And I call them light codes, or you can call them, thoughts. Those are thoughts that come like out of the blue, like, you're just, eating lunch, and all of a sudden you think, man, I really should apply for a new job, in a different field. That's the universe that's giving you those codes, those thoughts, those messages, that can allow us to reach, a new awareness in ourselves, in our lives, and get to that next level. And again, it's not that you're not doing great or you're good at where you're at. It's just that the cosmic universe is aligning with your spirit, at a great point in time, during the portal, that it's saying, hey, this is a time where you're supposed to kind of like elevate yourself and get yourself out of where you're at, and move forward. I mean, it could be the same job, but now you're going to do a different position. You're a promotion, or take on more challenges. It could be in a relationship as well, or it could be a financial decision, business, education, school wise. It's just, of course, it's the opportunities, are endless. So anyway, when this happens, at this time of the year, the moon, though, is getting involved this time around in 2021. So it, of course, conjuncts to the sun to form the new moon in Leo. So it's making it even more of an opportunity for magic, and manifesting. So how long do we have to harness and utilize these energies? Well, pretty much it's from July 26th. That's when it started, when I guess the pre Lionsgate portal, all the way through August the 12th. So August 12th is coming up. Now, the reason I mentioned August 8th in the beginning was because that's where the symbol of the 8 comes from, where the 8th month of the year, it's on the 8th day, and 8 represents infinity. It's a symbol. It's like it's never ending. It's infinite. It never stops. Unlike a 5, or a 4, it's got endpoints. So yeah, it peaks, of course, like I said, August the 8th. And for those of you who may not know, I was doing my research. I didn't know this, but it's also known as the Galactic New Year. So there's one for your knowledge. So anyhow, that's what's going on between July 26th, or what's been going on, and of course August 8th, and the main one yesterday, and then through August the 12th. I actually begin myself. I noticed that, and it took me a minute, several days to realize, like, oh yeah, the reason I'm feeling this way or reacting this way to certain things, or thinking a certain way, is because the universe is calling, it's pulling, the energy is there. There's that vortex where the Sirius, constant, is there, and then the Leo constellation, and the sun, and then it's a new moon. So it's kind of like they're all aligned, and it forms that portal. Hence again the Lionsgate Portal, and it's just like, to me, I see it as like when you go into Star Wars and they go into like that light speed. It's kind of like that. The stars are swishing by you, the universe, but there's always that little pinpoint in the middle that you're aiming, to that exit, to that destination. Yeah, I've been feeling a certain way, and then yesterday I did something, and I spoke to someone, and it seemed like a far fetch at that point. In the afternoon, I emailed the individual, like I was asked to, and received a response today almost immediately. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to say it as a surprise. But right now, man, like beginning yesterday, when I realized, oh yeah, this is what this is. I almost forgot about the Lionsgate Portal, and what I'm like manifesting that beep shit, out of what I want, where I want to be, what I want to be doing, where I want to go, and this week I'm pushing it. So yeah, I'll be doing that mentally, emotionally, and obviously I'm doing it physically because it's tiring. It's wearing me out. But that's what the Lionsgate Portal do as well. I can go ahead. It tires you out. It gives you feelings of sadness, and maybe some depression or confusion, a little bit of anxiety, and only because it's making you or forcing you. It's messing with your spiritual DNA, your essence, where again, it's time to move, it's time to elevate, it's time to get to that next level in your lifetime, in this incarnation. So it's not exactly a bad thing. Just be aware that this may be why you're feeling a certain way, and it's heightened even more because of it. You may be going through things and say, oh yeah, well, you know what, like for example myself, I had a death in the family, and I felt a certain way, and you start thinking like, okay, you start thinking these other things, and it gets even more down and heartbroken and sad, and then you're like, okay, you know what, and then this Lionsgate thing is emphasizing it even more. So instead of like, I guess, having it consume me, I'm flipping it around. It's like, oh, this is what it is. Yes, and it's a time to also move forward. So I'm going to flip the switch, do the silver lining thing, and manifest and pull myself out of it. So yeah, allow yourself to feel all those things, but then work your way out of it and move forward and use it to your advantage. Don't get stuck in the humdrum of the sadness, depression, anxiety, isolation, fear. The doubting, like, should I, shouldn't I, yes, no, you know maybe not, just acknowledge, realize what's going on, and then and utilize it to your advantage, and move forward. So that's that. So I'm manifesting something really, really, really big, in my life for myself, and if everything goes well, and I'm manifesting that it will go well, I'll make the big announcement. Let's say in about 2 weeks. All right. So I'm literally hoping to have. I'm going to have the answer by the end of the week. And then I'm going to post my revelation or my manifestation a week after that. So that's with that. So and speaking on of that note, so yes, I did have a death in the family, and went to the funeral today, and I pretty much held it together up until the point when the truckers started honking their horns. And for those of you who know me, know that I have my CDL as well. Now did my stint as a truck driver for some years. I don't do that anymore. But it's kind of like a club, like like Boy Scouts or something like that. It's like a brotherhood. And when they mentioned what was going to happen, next at the funeral, at the cemetery, at the gravesite, and the word brotherhood was said, it's the best word to describe when you're a truck driver, or when you have your CDL. And yeah, so my cousin was a truck driver, my dad was a truck driver, I as well. So when they started honking those 18-wheeler horns out of respect, and to send them off, and then revving those engines, and the casket started lowering, like, I just about lost it, but I held it together enough to be able to record a segment, a few seconds of that, because of course I wasn't thinking of that, and you know what, that I've never seen this before, and I would actually love that. I'm noting it now. I would love that, at my funeral, because although I didn't do it as long as my cousin did, I still did it, and I understand. And truck drivers, again, you have each other's back. Because all you Class C drivers, man, we fear you guys. You all say you fear us, but no, we fear you guys. Trust us. Anyway, some crazy drivers out there, man. Really crazy drivers. I've seen things. I've seen a man shaving while driving. I've seen, a woman putting on makeup, looking in the rearview mirror, and I don't know how that car didn't veer off. My hat's off to you, or at least not around me. It might have veered off somewhere else. I don't know. Yeah, I have some pretty sketchy things from the top of that 18-wheeler looking down at regular cars. Like, anyway, I'm not gonna make this video very long. I digress. But yeah, I'm having my day today. It was a funeral, and then I look at my emails late, and I see that great email at the at the end of the day. It's like, yeah, my manifestation's working, and it brought my spirits up, because again, I decided to flip the switch, and go for it. So manifest, Lionsgate Portal through August 12th. Put it out there, work it, do it, whatever you need to do. And until next time, I will check you out later. Don't forget, please subscribe, like my videos. And I'm located at the Corpus Christi Trade Center on Amsterdam Avenue at the moment. Give me a phone call, text message me, email me, get a hold of me. You know how to do it. www.elementsrealmsandbeyond.com. Later, guys.